Mike DeLeon back in the office, back from the road. We flew back this trip from Los Angeles, California, and I got a chance to sit down with some amazing woman, Blu Nyle, spoken word, hip hop, rap artist, and she's doing incredible things. The Blu Nyle world. You got to check her out, Blu, B-L-U, Nyle. And here's her story. I'm so glad to share her story with you. Road to recovery in Los Angeles, California.
This life that I live is making me sick, so it's time that I face it. What? Racing my mind like words pacing my mind. I can't take when time drags by, I wanna climb. Say that I'm cool when I'm really not fine. Why is life so painful? I don't know, I'm an artist, I'm a rapper, I'm a singer, I'm a dancer, I'm a poet, but most of all, I'm sober, and I'm so grateful. Who am I, man? I'm Blu Nyle, Yannicopolis. I'm born in Boston. I was born into some wild shit. My mom is still she's had drug problems my whole life. She's a prostitute, stripper, and I was raised around all that, and my dad was a pimp, and I didn't know who he was till I was 8, and then it was a lot of drama, so I found drugs at a young age, and I overdosed and almost died. My mom, she doesn't want anything else in life, you know what I'm saying? And I've kind of cut her out of my life right now. And I told her I'm going to tell my story, I'm not going to really talk about her much, but what I went through and what she put me through in the house with pimps and fucking strippers and drugs everywhere, like that hurts a child, Luckily I didn't become a prostitute, but I thought I should become a pimp, because when you're born in the game, you think there's nothing else to life. I found sobriety when I moved to LA, 16 months sober. I started crashing cars. My dad overdosed and died 7 years ago, and that's when my depression really sunk in, and I wasn't really dealing with like some sexual trauma that I went through. I'm a queer woman, bisexual, and it's been, I don't know if I can't trust men because of the sexual trauma, because of what I've been through, because I was molested and sexually assaulted at the age of 7, by my mom's pimp boyfriend, who was probably priming me to be a hoe like my mom. But that's not my story, I love my mom, God bless her, and I talk real candidly because I'm just blunt. I'm from Boston, and that's just how I am. And unfortunately, as a woman, when you come from trauma and you have that loneliness of pain, not knowing your dad, or not having a dad, or not having a mom, whatever it is, I was seeking that validation outside of me because no one taught me that it comes from within. Long story short, I went to drugs to get all of the validation and the cure that I tried. I couldn't give myself, and I have no parents. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people out there just on the streets trying to make it on my own, and it didn't really work. It worked for a while, and then it stopped working. Then I found sobriety. I found a sponsor. I found someone who, I'm in a 12-step program, and she told me I had to work the steps. I had to get therapy. I had to do a lot of deep searching and admitting and truthful honesty, and really see how I was lying to myself, how I really wasn't cool. Everything really wasn't fine, but I have a tough outside exterior. I've had a lot of success, in the music industry and film and TV and stuff like that. But no matter what, money does not fix any of the inside problems. It's an inside job. I got to do a poem at the Experience Strength Hope Awards, and I made that about, my steps 1, 2, and 3 of really getting myself to the bottom, to where I couldn't take it anymore. And drugs, they took my mom from me, they took my uncle, my brother, hope, pray to God he's sober right now, I'm not sure, but a lot of my friends had overdosed, and drugs took my life away from me. I never had a life because of drugs, and then it took me. And I thought it was cool, it wasn't. Crashing my car on Sunset Boulevard and driving it over fucking Laurel Canyon, like the bent hood. Laurel Canyon is a very windy street here in Los Angeles, and I could have died or killed somebody else. And coming to LA, getting all this good weed, right? This shit is strong, and it made me into the put me into the deepest, darkest depression. And I had suicidal thoughts. I wanted to end it all, and I have so much in front of me. So now, 16 months sober, everything is getting clearer now. I took myself out of the industry for a while, but now I'm putting myself back in, because now I have a foundation. I was doing a lot with a lot of successful celebrity producers, and there's a lot of people that put a lot of pressure, sexual stuff, sexual trauma, drugs and alcohol, and I felt You know, I didn't have enough strong boundaries, but I'm in a much better place now. And I want to help every woman out there who thinks that they have to do what a man says, you know what I mean? Or thinks that they owe somebody, that they don't have the power within themselves. Like, I had to take my power back. If somebody puts their hand out to you, maybe, you know, just pray for the willingness to accept that help, because everyone can get it, but you gotta want it, and you gotta do it, and it takes action. People want it and can't get it because they don't do the work to get sober. Like, the rehabilitation starts from within, you know, and I pray that I can just be a vessel of light to help and support anybody who needs help to get out of whatever darkness you're in, and to know it's never too late. Dreams never expire, you know, it's never too late to start again. Yeah, me sober now, creating is like, when I used to think that I needed the Jameson or the whiskey or the weed to give me the inspiration, now like I write a song, like my new single called Be Kind. I wrote it so quickly. I took one take to do the verses, and it came straight from my higher power. That's like, I'm so inspired, I'm so clean. Like, if you just have a little bit of willingness, and if you don't have the willingness, like pray. If you don't have a higher power, borrow my higher power, because God has saved my life. I should be dead countless times, over and over. I've overdosed, and I don't know how I woke up the next morning. I've crashed my car, driven drunk, like I should be dead. It's just take that baby step, crawl into a 12-step meeting, you know, and just try to look at what you might be attracted to and what you don't. Just ignore the shit you don't like, because there's a lot of stuff. There's opinions. No one's perfect. You just got to put in the time. Like at me, in 90 days, oh my God, 30 days, like it took me a long time to get to the 16 months, and now I'm grateful, and now I'm happy, and now I'm like, okay, and I'm just at the beginning, only at the beginning, but where the first year is the hardest, because 30 days, to get 30 days takes a lot longer than to get 30 years, and I hear that from people who have 50 years of sobriety. It's just the beginning. You gotta walk through that fucking shadow of death, because you're gonna come out a new person. You gotta do the work.
Blu, thanks so much for being in my life. For sharing your story, sharing your hope, sharing your word, your inspiration with others, and for inspiring people in recovery, and for being such an incredible example of recovery. So thanks so much for being who you are. Blu Nyle, check her out. I'm Michael DeLeon, and we are on the road tomorrow, and we'll see you on the next episode of On the Road to Recovery.